In today's beginner's Pilates mat class, we'll be focusing on identifying neutral pelvis first and then moving through Pilates fundamentals. So if you are somebody who struggles with constant low back pain, make sure that you go through this class and really focus on where your pelvis is in space. It's going to help you really find a more neutral position as you move through the exercises. All right, you guys, let's go ahead and get started. Come on down to your back to begin. What I'd like for you to do is roll down carefully to your mat surface. Once you are here, I want you to feel your hip crest right here in the front. So for reference, this is called your ASIS, these two little points that point right up towards the ceiling. And then that ASIS and your pubic bone, if you're in true neutral, they are in line with each other. Let me show you what it looks like to be in a posterior pelvic tilt. If I have my ASIS lower than my pubic bone, it looks like a tuck, right? I'm tucking my hips and my pelvis. If I were to reverse that and lower the pubic bone and lift the ASIS and I have all this space under, that's an anterior pelvic tilt. So neutral pelvis really lies right in between those two positions. So I'm in line with my pubic bone and my ASIS. I like to think of these 2 points as my headlights when I'm going through a class, just to give me some reference of where they're pointing and where I am with my pelvic position. All right, so let's go ahead and rock through a posterior pelvic tilt and anterior just a few times so you can feel it in your own body. Bring your hands on your hips. As you exhale, we're going to go ahead and tuck the pelvis, pubic bone higher than your headlights. And then as you inhale, let's go ahead and anterior pelvic tilt like that. Headlights higher than your pubic bone. Repeat that. Exhale, 2 inhale, 2 exhale, 2 inhale. And just notice how subtle those two positions can be. As we tuck the pelvis, we feel this imprinting of our spine. And as we arc the pelvis, we have this space underneath us. Now let's come back to that neutral. So we're in line right here. Very nice. Let's begin with our exercises, maintaining our neutral pelvis, arms by our side. From here, I'm going to take my legs in just slightly. Feet are pointing forward. I've got hip distance apart. With my right side, as I exhale and maintain my neutral pelvis, my right leg comes to a tabletop position. 90 degrees, stacked over my hip. As I inhale, I tap my toes. Exhale, drive back up. Inhale back. And just notice as you're doing this movement, doesn't look like a lot, but your pelvis might want to move around. You want to make sure that you are maintaining that neutral as you just bring the leg down and exhaling up. Inhale to lower and exhaling up. Replace your right side. Let's go ahead and transfer to the left. Keep your neutral. Breathing in. As we exhale, here comes the left leg. Stacking over the hip. Inhale back down. Exhale 2. Inhale back. Maintain that pelvis. 3. Inhale back. Exhale 4. Inhale back. Exhale 5. Go ahead and release the foot and pause where you are right here. So we're getting familiar with, as we lift the leg, do we shift? Do we do different things with our pelvis? And just being aware of that in general. Very nice. From this next position, what I'd like for you to do is actually take the pelvis first into a tucked position. Now that's going to get us a little bit more into the back of the body, the hamstrings and the glutes. I'm going to pull my feet in ever so slightly, hands on my hips, just to feel that for myself. And as I tuck my pelvis, there's my imprint. As I push through my heels, I'm going to just make this wave-like motion through my body to come up for a bridge and hold. And then start to roll from the upper spine all the way down just like a wave, releasing the pubic bone at the bottom. Let's go ahead and continue. It's an exhale tuck, rolling to the top. Inhale to hold, and exhale to lower like a wave. Good. Let's keep going like that. Feel that pelvic position really change the exercise. So we're driving through those feet. We're keeping the knees parallel and rolling through that spine. Remember, the last part is going to be the tail. So rocking through. We have 2 more. We roll it up, breathing at the top and rolling it back. Nice and slow. Your last one right here, reaching the arms long, tuck and roll, lifting up and rolling back and down. So it's a little hard for some people to make that true wave-like motion. Maybe you have a sticky part in your spine that's just a little bit hard for you and you're coming down flat. So it does take some practice as you go through that pelvic curl bridge exercise. Next step, what we're going to do is taking our body from that neutral pelvic position, arms by your side. We're going to be drawing your right leg up to tabletop again, and then our left arm. So right here, you might want to hike in your hip. You want to think about that neutral position. The arm has energy and the leg has energy. You're going to take your right leg out and your left arm above you. So it looks like this. We're going to go on the inhale, maintain that neutral. Exhale, draw back. Inhale to exhale. So this is a dead bug variation. It's just opposite limbs, and you're challenging the midsection and the pelvic position as you reach away. We have 1 more. And back. Go ahead and replace the limbs back down. Pause for a moment, find your neutral pelvis. Here come the opposite side. Here we go. Reaching up, energy through the arm, energy through the leg. It's an inhale, maintain the neutral. Exhale, 1. Inhale, exhale, 2. Notice my leg doesn't dip down towards the ground. Inhale, exhale, 3. Inhale, exhale, 4. Keep your neutral. Inhale, exhale, and 5. Place your limbs back and just pause for a moment. So those 2 positions here, we're really thinking about keeping a neutral for both of those opposite limbs, reaching away from each other. And you might have found one side was easier to maintain than the other side. So just gathering that information as you practice, we want to make sure we're still emphasizing that neutral pelvis. All right, so the next exercise, what we're going to do is take our limbs back up, this time both legs in tabletop, and then just drawing our arms right here. So can we just hold a neutral pelvis? If I've got my legs bent here at 90, can I hold without overarching my back? That in itself is an exercise. So I'm going to pull my rib cage down a little bit and then keeping that neutral. So I've got a tiny bit of space in that lower spine. I'm holding here for 5. For 4, you can squeeze the knees. For 3, and 2, and 1. Replace the limbs back down and arms by your side. Very nice. We'll do that one more time. Collecting your energy, finding that neutral pelvis, drawing the legs first up and the arms as well. So just challenging. Your shoulders are down, ribs are tucked in. You're maintaining the neutral, not driving some tension into the lower spine, okay? So we hold the tabletop, we squeeze for 5. For 4, breathing for 3, and 2, and last one. Very nice. Lower the limbs back and down and pause right here. Good job. So from here, let's go ahead and just take a tiny bit of a twist with the lumbar spine. I'm going to open up my arms just slightly and then let my legs fall to one side, come all the way back to center, legs to the other side, and back to center. So getting some of that lumbar rotation feels really good. Twisting and back, twisting and back. One more and pause. Excellent. Okay, so let's move on. We're going to come back to our bridge exercise. that pelvic curl where we are moving more like a wave. And then we're going to challenge a little bit today. So even though you are a beginner, that's great. What I want you to think about is where your headlights are pointing in your bridge. One point might lower as the other one is working, and you might feel this shift going on. Think about the energy through the leg that's into the ground. So you can drive that hip up in the air. Let me show you. Arms by your side. Here we go. We're going to tuck like the wave, roll it up, hold at the top. From this position, I'm going to transfer my energy into my right side. So push through your right foot, headlights to the ceiling. Here comes your left leg. Tabletop. That's hard. Just hold that position right here. Feel it on that right side. Then lower your foot back to hip distance. Transfer the energy into this leg. Lifting the other side. Hold it there. Notice if your hip wants to drop, right? We want to drive the headlight up. Bring the leg back. Continue. Lift up. And back. Lift up. And back. Keep going. Headlights to the ceiling and back. And don't let that posterior tuck disappear, right? So if I were to overarch my back into that anterior pelvic tilt, I would feel all this exercise in my low spine. I'm really trying to think about driving the hips up to the sky, and that's really going to help me. And lift and lower and pause. Roll all the way down through your spine, just like that wave, and release at the bottom. Excellent job. Okay, so from here, I'm going to give you a little bonus. We're going to do some lower spine decompression from this position. Now you have a neutral pelvis. What you're going to do is take your hands like letter L's, place them right here. So I'm right at the top of my femur bones. I'm going to keep my neutral. And then as I push my legs away, I feel a lot of this stretch on the sides of my lower spine. So it might take you a moment to feel that, but you might feel a little adjustment in your back. You might feel some of this general just pulling and traction for the lumbar spine. Feels really good. And we can hold that and then go ahead and carefully release the tension through the arms. Breathing in here. Let's do it again. Little bonus. Go ahead and push your hands into the legs and push away. So it does feel really good for that lower lumbar spine to get some length while you're in a neutral. And then release what you have. Nice work. Okay, we're moving on. Next up, we're going to go through a couple of chest lift exercises. Now, when people think of a chest lift, they think, oh, just abdominal curl. I have to do like 100 of them. But this is how you're going to get stronger, is really focusing on your position. So your pelvic position is still neutral. You're not over tucking right here. And you're going to only lift through the shoulders and the shoulder blades with the head. Hands are coming behind your head. We're going to go right here, thumbs on the neck. And what I'm going to think about is breathing in first. So inhaling to prepare. As I exhale, I just use my hands and I lift up. So I'm coming only to here. I'm not going all the way up. I feel neutral. I have tension across the front. And I'll lower back and down. So with the breath pattern, it's an inhale, prepare. Exhale to lift. Inhale to hold. And exhale to lower. Good. Make sure you're not pulling on that head so your chin is jetting forward. When you lift up, it should feel like a little hammock that your hands have for your head. And lower down. We got 2 more like that. It's a slow lift, holding at the top, breathing and lower. Last one right here. Exhale to lift. Inhale to hold, remember you're neutral, and then exhale back and down. Nice job. Let's pause where we are. We have the same position with our hands. We're going to take that into a rotation. So this is where people get a little bit more movement in the body. They end up kind of skipping the exercise and not focusing on the twist from the sternum. They get more rock in the hips. So keep your neutral. It's going to want to go side to side. We're going to lift up on the exhale. Here we go. Breathing in. And now as I breathe out, I twist my body towards my left. Notice my knees don't fall. I keep my neutral pelvis. And I inhale back to face forward. And then I exhale right side. And then I inhale back. So I think of twisting around my sternum, coming this way with my eyes, and then back at center, twisting around my sternum and back at center. Keep going. Remember, it's a tiny little lift that you're doing. It's not very big. And across and center and over and center and over and center. One more each. Across, center, and over and center. And then just release your body down. Nice job. Let's take our body and just extend those legs right here. Reach the arms overhead. Take a full body stretch from where you are. Really feel this stretch through your fingers and your toes. And then pull the knees in towards your chest. Let's do that 2 more times. Reaching the legs and the arms. And pulling all the way in. And 1 more time. Legs and arms. And all the way in. Very nice. From this position, we're going to come back, and I'd like for you to go into that same tabletop with the neutral pelvis. So legs are here. We're stacked over the hips. We're not jamming the low back. We feel pretty good. Let's bring our arms out to a letter T. My palms face up. What I'm going to do is maintain my neutral at my center. And as I come over to the side on one hip, when I inhale, I'm going to feel a little bit more pull on my right side. Now, as I come back, I use my right side, and I come back at my center. So this is our supine spine twist. Come over towards the right. Feel the pull on the left side. And then use the left, pull back at center, and over. So you're not going to go all the way to the floor. You're going to keep your shoulders really connected to the ground. And you're just really rotating that lumbar. Emphasizing the obliques. We inhale and exhale and inhale and exhale. Good. Last 2 each. Keeping the knees tight together and over. 1 more each right here. We go over and center and over and center. Beautiful job. Replace your feet back and down. Let's pause right here. We're going to bring our arms back by our side and then turn over to the side and come into a 4-point position. So here we go. From a 4-point position, we're going to stack our limbs. So I want my hands spread nice and wide. I want to feel this energy through my arms and then stacking my legs right here. So from this position, normally we feel a bunch of pressure in the wrist area. Definitely spread the fingers wide and think of pushing the floor away. Give your arms some energy to avoid that. From here, let's go into a few cat cows. As I exhale, I'm going to tuck my bum, posterior tuck, and the head and the spine. As I inhale, come through the opposite way, anterior, like that, little tilt. Repeat that. And open. And notice I'm not shifting over my hands. I'm keeping them exactly where they are. I'm just really moving my spine. And round. Opening. And tuck. And open. Let's do 1 more together. And extend. Beautiful. From where you are, what I'd like for you to do is, if you can, sit onto your heels back like that. And then just drawing your arms in front of your body. So I'm just going to take my arms literally right here. And if that doesn't work for you, you can do the same position back at your 4 points. And that's an option. If you're okay right here, we're going to keep our bum where it is. Let's bring our right hand behind our head. Now this is spine rotation of the middle spine. As I inhale, I'm going to open up, push through my left hand. So there's my inhale. As I exhale, I come back to face the floor. Inhale again. Exhale back. And 3. Exhale back. Feels so good in that body. And 4. And return. Keep pushing firmly through this arm. And 5. And return. Come on back to the other side. Now, if you are here, that's fine. You would just have your hand like that as you rotate the middle back. No problem. Same exercise. Here we go. Hand is back. And I'm going to go ahead and inhale and exhale. And inhale. Just focusing on that spine rotation. And 3. And back. And 4. And back. One more right here is 5. And return. Nice work. Come back to the 4-point, or if you need a break, you can take a rest position if you were just there. When you are ready, we're going to meet back up right here and get started for a little bit more stabilization work. So pressing through those palms, give me some strong arms, neutral pelvis again, so don't arc, don't tuck too hard. So you're right here. Here comes my right leg. I'm just going to reach it back. My toes are tucked under. I'm thinking of this push through that heel. All I'm going to do is get my arms strong and lift my leg up and hold it. So I'm reaching back for 5, 4, 3, 2, lower the leg. Go ahead and repeat that. Lift up for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, back down. Notice my body doesn't shift to the side. Hold that neutral pelvis. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Head is steady. Last 2. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. One more right here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and then replace your leg. Take a rest position in between, reaching the arms long, breathing in. Full exhale. Good. So just be mindful of your wrists. If you're someone who has sensitive wrists, you can go ahead and just take your palms to face the ceiling. That's also fine. If you're not used to weight bearing those joints. But definitely spread those fingers wide. It will help you a lot. So here we go for the other side. Energy through the limbs, reaching this left leg behind, tucking the toes first, neutral pelvis. I'm going to lift the leg into that hip extension. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and down. And again for 5, 4, 3, 2, and back. Notice your body doesn't shift to the side, collapse in the elbows. Keep going for 5, 4, 3, 2, and down. Last 2 for 5, 4, 3, 2, and back. Last 1 for 5, stay strong. 4, 3, 2, and return. Very nice. Take another rest position from where you are. Lengthen those arms nice and long. From this position, we're going to come into a side lying exercise. So go ahead. I'm going to give you 2 options here. The first option is for you just to support your head like this with your bottom leg bent. The other option is to come onto your forearm. So either one is fine. The forearm version is going to be a little bit more demanding on the shoulder stability. So make sure that you're tucking the arm under, and I'll show you this version first. So we're going to go ahead and bend our knees at 90. We're pushing our body away from the floor. Hand is on the hip. The top leg's going to reach long and line with my body, and then really reach up a little bit higher to feel the side of my glute. This exercise is side kick. It's modified. We're going to come forward. Flex your foot. We're going to reach behind, squeeze your bum. Forward, 2, and reach. So you do the same thing, just side lying, supporting your head if you're on the floor rather than on your forearm. And reaching forward and back. So really think of squeezing back here. 5, and reach, and 6, and reach, and 7. You're almost there. Reach behind you. Keep that neutral. 8, and reach. Last 2. This is a hard exercise, right? Squeezing, pushing that floor away. And reach behind. Very nice. Go ahead and pause. We're going to come to the other side. And just to review, if you want to come here and support your head, that's fine, bending the leg like that and doing the same exercise. That's completely okay. But I'll show you the version on the forearm right here. Just tucking the arm under my body so I feel really secure here, bending my leg at 90 degrees in front. My top leg is working. Here I go from the hip height, a little higher. I go forward, squeeze. I reach behind. Keep your neutral. That's the hard part. Reach. And 3. And reach. Keep pushing the arm. 4. And reach. Now remember, you can exhale. You can inhale. And 6. And reach. And 7. Push through that arm. Stay with it. 8. Here it's 9. Push. 10. And reach. Excellent job. Let's pause for a moment. The next exercise, you're going to be face down on your mat surface. So for me, what I'm going to start with is a goalpost position. Go ahead and follow along. And I'm going to get you into a bit of this Sphinx pose using the help of your arms. So let's come on down to our torso all the way. Legs are about hip distance apart. My elbows are just in line with my shoulders. And I'm going to be pushing actively down into the floor through the arms. Now, when I do that, right here, I'm going to posteriorly tuck my pelvis forward, push my pubic bone into the ground gently. It's going to help protect my back, so my glutes are really working to support me. Arms are pushing down. My head is looking right here at the end of my mat. From here, squeezing on the glutes. All I'm going to do is think of pulling my arms down the mat and lift a little higher. That's a lot of work. And then lower down. Go ahead and repeat. Tuck the pelvis, squeeze, lift up. Use the arms, keep the back of the neck long, and lower back. Let's do that again. And lift. Hold it. And lower. Last 2. Pushing down to elevate. Lengthen the back of the neck, tuck the chin, and return. Last one right here. Tucking to lift. And pause. Nice work. All right. Our last exercise is going to be you bringing your arms out to letter Y. Now you can bring your legs to a bottom letter Y as well. And we're going to be lifting the opposite limb. So pubic bone, tucking into floor, squeezing glutes. Here we go. Holding everything. I'm going to go right arm and left leg. Come back. Other side. Come back. So I like to lift and reach and then return. Lift and reach. So reach away from your center, from that spine. You can inhale to exhale. Inhale to exhale. Keep reaching and reaching. Keep going. Breathing as you go. It's an inhale to exhale. Inhale to exhale. We got 3 more each. Keep your head long. Tuck your chin. And 2. And 2. Your last one. Beautiful job. Push back, take a rest position from here. Lengthen those arms in front of you. Thanks so much for joining me for this beginner's mat Pilates workout. I hope you enjoyed it and just paid attention to where your pelvis was in space and all of the exercises. All right, you guys, if you guys have questions or comments about the exercise I did in the video, drop your questions in the comment box below. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Thanks so much, and I will see you next time. If you are seeking a full body program and you would like more instruction, make sure to check out the link below. The program I have is called Foundations. I'll take you through beginner, intermediate, and advanced exercises from Pilates mat work, resistance training, and mobility. Now, if you want to feel stronger in your body, more connected, being able to move and access your mobility, and feel more stable and balanced, make sure you check out that program. You can literally do it anywhere.